Sons of God and children of God, according to the Bible, what does it mean?
Do you want to know what it is?
Well, according to the Bible, there are tons and tons of people who were called sons of God or children of God. Evidence number 1, in Genesis 6 verse 2 it reads that the sons of God saw the daughters of men that were fair, and they took them wives for all which they chose. The simple explanation of this verse is that the male servants of God, or the righteous servants of God from mankind, they saw women from the non-believers who had good character and conduct which resembled those of believers, so they took them and married them. Second evidence, in the book of Job, chapter 1 verse 6, it reads, "Now there was a day when the sons of God came to present themselves before the Lord, and Satan came also among them." Evidence number 3 to prove that sons of God or son of God also means angels. In the book of Daniel 3 verse 24 to 5, it reads, "Then Nebuchadnezzar the king was astonished, and rose up in haste, and spake, and said unto his counselors, Did we not cast 3 men bound into the midst of the fire? They answered and said unto the king, True, O king. He answered and said, Lo, I see 4 men loose, walking in the midst of the fire, and they are not hurt, and the form of the 4th is like the Son of God." The 4th was an angel sent by God to save the righteous from being consumed by the fire. Evidence number 4. In the Bible, in the first book of John, chapter 3 verse 8, it reads, "He that committeth sin is of the devil, for the devil sinneth from the beginning." For this purpose the Son of God was manifested, that he might destroy the works of the devil. Whosoever is born of God doth not commit sin, for his seed remaineth in him, and he cannot sin, because he is born of God. In this the children of God are manifest, and the children of the devil. Whosoever doth not righteousness is not of God, neither he that loveth not his brother. To be born of God simply means to be submissive, or to be submitted, or to submit yourself to the will of God. So in this context, everyone who is born of God, or everyone who is submitted, or who has submitted to the will of God, is the child of God, or son of God, or daughter of God. Evidence number 5. In the book of Matthew 5 verse 9 it reads, "Blessed are the peacemakers, for they shall be called the children of God." The simplest way to understand this chapter or this verse is that there is no genuine peace or authentic peace without making peace with our Creator first. And you cannot make peace with God without obeying Him. When you have obeyed God, or when you are obeying God and doing His will, then you will be qualified to be called a child of God. In Islam, we don't use the term child of God or son of God or daughter of God. We simply say Abdullah, meaning servant of God, or Habibullah, meaning beloved of God, beloved of God. Generally, Abdullah or Habibullah, as well as children of God or child of God, they basically mean the same thing. But because of the weakness that we have as human beings and the manipulation of Satan, most people have taken things out of context or out of proportion. For example, many Christians, if not all, they claim that Jesus is the Son of God, literal Son of God, like you and I can have a child, and you understand. Some people, they even ascribe daughters to God. Some people, they even ascribe mothers to God. So stuff like that we need to refrain from. So Islam is here to eradicate such paganistic belief systems and restore monotheism, which is why Allah said in chapter 112 of the Quran, He said, "He begets not, nor was he begotten, and there is none comparable unto him. He is not a parent, and he is not a child of such and such a person or such and such a thing, and there is nothing you can compare God to." God is far supreme to everything which He has created.